Alright, so today I'll be talking about one of the world's most important questions. What game should you get? Session, Skate, Dot, or Skater XL? Well, many people have been thinking this, and I decided to make a video on it, seeing as Skate Dot has actually entered its first season. So I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of each game and discussing the different points that make these games good, bad, or disgusting. Okay, so the first game that I'm going to be discussing is Session. Now, I've had a pretty weird experience with Session. I've only played around 11 hours. It just never really scratched that itch for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's more of a fiddly experience, and the animations don't look too good in my opinion. I've written down a list of some pros and cons, so yeah. For pros, I wrote, there's no need for mods, so there's sliders in the game that you can use and you can mess around with. So you don't really need any like stats modifications. It's really easy. The NPCs actually have a personality, like they actually I'm pretty sure they're real people, or I'm tweaking. The missions feel rewarding and actually do give you rewards. They give you like free boards, like trucks, different sorts of stuff that you feel like you earn, you know? And you also like sort of gain a reputation within the game as like a really good skater, so yeah, that's good. There's also, along with that, there's also a feeling of progress, feeling of moving forward and getting a good reputation, so yeah. And also the sound design, really crispy. I'm gonna turn up the clip sound right here. 3, 2, 1. Whooping! As you can tell, it's absolutely beautiful. And anyway, but the cons, I mean, the character animations don't actually look that good, as well as the board animations, of course. The character just looks a bit stiff. I don't know, the movements look a little bit like rigid. And other than that, it's also a pretty small map. I might be just complaining just to complain, but I like either a good map or like a super fleshed out map. The map kind of seems sort of like mostly just roads. Maybe other people don't have a problem with that, that's just me. Moving on to Skater XL, the one that I definitely have the most experience with, about 150 hours on it. It's like Session, but like easier on the eyes, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyway, what I'm gonna say for the pros and cons. Alright, so pros, I put smooth and laid back. It's more of like a floaty like sort of game. Not nearly as realistic, which can be bad for some people, but I actually personally like. Multiplayer is an option, and as a matter of fact, Session doesn't even have multiplayer, so I should have put that as a con, but I didn't. It actually has good multiplayer, stable multiplayer. You're able to create rooms, like host rooms, join people's rooms, and maybe it's sometimes join like a random room, and usually they're pretty stacked. Like they usually got like 10 out of 16 people. It's also got really good animations. I really appreciate all the work that they must have put into the animations. Lastly, I put sound design. I'm gonna put these for all of these because all of these games really nailed the sound design. But yeah, I'm gonna play some of the sound here. Yeah, so it sounds really great. For the cons, transition and ramps, didn't even try with that. They made a whole map about a big ramp and they didn't even add anything that would like improve the transition. And if you go up the spine, you just go forward, back with how it's smooth and laid back. Sometimes that's not good for people. And that is why the game is a shell of itself without mods. This game is super basic without mods, and it does not help that they barely update the game. And also, customization is actually very minimal. I've noticed this when trying to create a character of my ethnicity. 3 hairstyles if you count the dreadlocks, but those are like the long skinny dreadlocks that usually like white people would have. No hate, but like, you know, I like if I wanted to have dreadlocks, I'd have them like here. Yeah, so it's just like manageable. Anyway, that's a whole lot of yeah. I do like it more than all of the other games on the list. I would recommend it because it does have good multiplayer, but you don't actually have to do the multiplayer. Alright, so in Skate Dot, the pros. Oh, actually, let me have a little breakdown of the game. There's a whole lot to break down here, and I feel like there's no other way than just going straight into it. So we got pros. It's accessible, either for good or bad. Alright, free to play. There's good customization, you know. In the beta, there was like barely any hairstyles that you could pick from, but now there's actually like a couple good 3 pages of stuff, and you can add like vitiligo and stuff like that. Anyway, there's a good amount of customization now. and there's extremely satisfying gameplay. I think it's the best out of all the skates. Even though I'm trying to just rate this on like the level of Skater XL and Session, because it's basically its own game at this point. It's really different. And the cons. Now this is what everyone's been waiting for. The cons. The art style is atrocious. I don't even know what they were thinking. If you're gonna have a bad art style, like at least like make the lighting beautiful, because that changes a lot about the game. And the game's lighting, like adding a nighttime would be really cool. I'm not gonna lie. The gameplay loop is super repetitive. There's only like 3 or 4 types of challenges. I'm pretty sure it's only 3. There's like stunts, there's own the spots, and there's another one that I completely forgot. But I don't like it whatsoever. And also listening to that stupid robot that's all up in my ear every time I'm trying to do a flipping challenge. I do not like it, bro. I do not like V stinks, stinky, stupid clanker. Everything's getting played by freaking AI. Alright? I'm done with this. I put my fist down, mate. And half the things that she says is like, what does that even mean? What are you saying? And if I hear footy one more time, I'm gonna throw my controller across the room, alright? But let me calm back down, alright? Oh yeah, the sound design in this game is also very good. So I'm gonna play a little bit of more volume on this clip. I'm about to get mad again. Don't even get me started on the performance issues, bro. So you guys are gonna see a montage here of me trying to open the game. Flipping annoying because it won't even open. It keeps on crashing every time it's about to go into the game. And then when I load into the game, it looks like trash. I spend like 10, 15 minutes, and every time I restart, it crashes again and again. And then once I'm finally in the game, I don't know if this is a problem with anyone else, because my friend doesn't have this, and neither does my other friend. But my game, it looks like it's in slow-mo. Like, it's really annoying. It's like in a low frame rate and it's always glitching. It makes me slower. How do you mess up this bad? You're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. The Skater XL Session, completely inoffensive. Like, they're just focused on skateboarding. And don't even get me started on the microtransactions, because you can't have nothing without using a flipping loot box. I feel like this says a lot about modern day EA versus EA back when they were making Skate 3. You don't have to empty out your pocket just to get a flippin' pair of shoes. I'm done with this, bro. But what one would you get for Skate? If you like the old Skate games, it might not be for you. I hate to say it. Alright, well, if you like jumping off of buildings and like completely arcadey sort of skateboarding, go for it. Hey, knock yourself out. I'm not mad at anyone that picks Skate. If you want a completely laid back experience, go for Skater XL. And if you want to get more technical with more like, you know, different spots and different ways to do tricks, then go for Session. I don't even know what to say, bro. Skate. It's so...